I've heard women say a lot that when they're looking for the authority figure for a man, he needs to have some bass in his voice. He needs to be able to command me. He needs to be able to tell me what to do. Otherwise, he's not a leader. Otherwise, he's not qualified for my submission to him. Yes, I said that on purpose.
That
But
lovely word.
yes, one of the practical thing that I want to talk about that is to to exploit how dysfunctional that mentality is. It is actually very childish for a person to say, until I can push you to a certain level of expression, then I'm not going to listen to you. If we look at a child, a toddler, a baby, and we say, if you don't go pick up your toys, I'm going to spank you to the count of 3 to go pick up your toys. That toddler usually says, okay, I'm going to stand here and look at you until I can watch
get 3. Yeah.
before they get to 3.
Yeah.
And then to put 35, 40 years on that mentality, that's what it looks like when a woman says, if a man doesn't have bass in his voice, he's not capable to be a leader. That means unless I can push him to the fact that he's threatening and trying to harshly put his foot down, then I'm not going to listen. That is the incestuous sister of the brother dysfunction that men think unless they can bark orders at people, they don't know how to lead. So when you have women who are looking for being barked at, and you have men who are practicing barking because that's what their flawed view of leadership is, they feed each other's dysfunction. And then they teach that dysfunction to their kids, and then it goes and it perpetuates. An easy way to get out from under all of that would be, as we've been talking about, this matter of faith, this prayer notion, and God being incorporated into the relationship. What does leadership and authority look like? When we consider the prime example of Jesus, when did he raise his voice at people? When he was flipping over tables in the temple because those priests and those religious leaders were taking advantage of the sincere worshipers. He said, you are vipers, you are hypocrites, this is not going to work. But when he was pulling aside people, follow me, I want to teach you, I want you to learn from me, I want to guide your life unto salvation, he wasn't screaming at them. He pulled them aside to some quiet gardens so that he could interact with them personally. That is the model of leadership that both those men and those women both need to recognize in their considerations of what it means to be a leader, what it means to have a leadership role, what it means to be in harmony with that leadership role. But as long as the woman is looking for a man to have bass in his voice, and as long as the man is looking for barking orders at people as a sign of his respectability, both of them are going to continue that dysfunction because they're feeding each other in it. And it's hard to break systems like that because both of them think that what they're doing is right until the woman who is looking for this bass meets a man who knows better. He's the one who's trying to talk to her the way that Jesus would. He's the one who's trying to communicate and interact with her on that level of respect and her humanity and an equal human being and a person in this relationship. He's the guy that a lot of dysfunctional women say is too nice. He's not good enough for me. I'm looking for some thug love or some struggle love and all of these different iterations of what it used to be called. If you know a woman out there, or if you are listening on the playback, woman, if you are expecting this man to yell at you just as a measure of his leadership, break up with him before you ruin him for the next woman. That would be my advice to the people who are watching, to all of this who will be shared. If you are that broken woman who is looking for a man to get to a certain level before you listen to him, and you found a nice guy who's willing to respect you as a person, break up with him. before you ruin him for somebody else. Figure out where you are and why you still expect for his leadership to look like a demeaning, disrespectful charge over you. And once you hammer that out, you will be ready to move forward in a quality relationship.